Hello again. Here we are with another FireFall PvP match. I'm not sure yet what tier this is, so we're going to take a look at the classes. This looks like it could be tier 1. Um, I believe so, based on what is being equipped by these. Actually, no, this is a tier 2 match. So we're here with a tier 2 PvP match. Blue team with 2 recons, 2 biotechs, and an engineer. Red team with a more balanced composition with 2 dreadnoughts, an assault, a biotech, and an engineer. So both teams moving down to this corner with the health pack and the cooldown power up. This being a very valuable corner. Really just warming up. So I don't know. I don't feel like they're being too strategic about this. I know I'm not very strategic when I warm up, so Sambo, for example, pushing completely far forward, or who he was facing pushing completely far forward. I think I mixed that up. Anyway, both teams moving out now. The double bit damage is spawning on this side of the map. So not only is the cooldown power up and the health power up here, so is the double damage, which means both teams are probably going to move out in this direction. Tipu moving out to the other side, taking further perch to hopefully get some snipes off the recon. Blank Sonic looks to be AFK, so Red Team actually at a major disadvantage here due to the fact that one of their players is actually missing. Civil-Cram going down almost immediately. Sambo taking a point in his place. He's getting hit by 3 robo-turrets at once. He is not going to survive long here, and he does go down as well. Moving over, Spadow goes down on Team Blue. He pushed really far forward. In this case, it does look like what's happening is that assaults on either team are pushing extremely far forward and then getting killed. Narful, in this case, being a bit more careful. The big ball missing him, though. The double damage is now available, and neither team is really going for it. Both are kind of distracted by the fight going on in the river. Biotech now going for it. Brutality getting the double damage. Brutality being a pretty good player. Will hopefully be able to do some work with this. Brutality moving in now. Narfel going down, having overextended just a bit. Those engineer turrets really keeping Brutality from getting off the heavy damage he needs to. He's got the double damage, and really he needs to be using this as much as possible. And he does. Spadow going down extremely quickly thanks to the help from that double damage. Let's go over to Brutality. Red team is now down a player in absolute numbers, not just in AFK-ness. The double damage now being over. Brutality is still getting some shots off on that recon before that ability expired. Sambo pushing forward extremely far, surrounded by the enemy team. This could have some severe negative repercussions for him. Hammerhat almost down though. Sambo goes down. Kibo Cram coming in from behind, attempting to pick off some people via the assault's flanking ability. But those turrets are going to be really dangerous for him. He is getting continuously hit by them. Brutality goes down as well. He's now surrounded by 3 blue players. Narfel being surrounded as well. It looks like we might have a wipe on our hands here. Sandbrop does have the possibility of getting out of here alive if he backs up. But blue team here being at a major advantage. They just nearly got a wipe off, and they're still at fairly high health. Sambo now aggressively pushing forward, dying as well. Really in these random pickup game matches. This is not organized in any way. This is just the match queue. The easiest way to die is to overextend. So as you can see, Sambo overextending, Spadow overextending as well. His team is all the way back there, and he's over here. So the thing about this is because of reviving, the person who overextends loses. As you can see, Narfel actually revives Brutality, and Brutality uses Healing Ball to get back up to full health. Meaning, really, Sambo gained nothing from that Spadow gained nothing from overextending that way. Cohesion is one of the most important things. So Brutality now getting the quick revive off once again with the heal ball. Both members back at full health. Brutality doing brilliant work healing this game. Blue team pushing slightly forward again. Once again here, Chibo Cram is going down. But since blue team is the one that overextended, Brutality is going to get the revive off, and blue team is going to lose a player. So red getting off some of those key revives, still not really catching up that much, though. It is now 8-3. This is still a fairly close game, but Red is having trouble killing people. It has 3 Dreadnoughts now, so that'll give it some more upfront power, but that means they're also highly immobile at longer ranges. So big fight going on over here on the river. Hammerhat is almost dead. Brutality chasing him down. Spadow and Crench cleaning up. Now, in this case, this is one of those instances where Brutality really can't get the revive off. He goes down, actually reviving Sandbow. And Spadow Thunderdomes and gets out. Narfel, attempting to kill him, does get him, but in the process overextends fairly far. And he might get caught out by some members of Blue Team now. But he does seem to be making it out alive. Subocram getting killed. This is fairly widespread now, so we're going to go into an overhead view. Over here, we have Sandbro and Crench going into a fight, and the continual battle happening in the river. Spadow now coming to reinforce Crench, but Sandbro does go down. This means that they are, or theoretically, at a slight disadvantage on the left, but since Subokram is in spawn right now, the disadvantage isn't so severe. T-Woo and Hammerhat playing fairly defensive here. Smart play considering that they're vastly outnumbered. Blue team now moving back into position. Narfel moving further on the left side. He does seem to be doing something here. So let's go to his camera and see what he's up to. He's going back. I was hoping he might have spotted the double damage or something. So he goes back in here. Now, 2 members of his team are dead here, and the entire enemy team is there. So this is a really dangerous position to be in. He Thunderdomes and uses it as an opportunity to retreat, but he lost half of his health in this engagement. So Blue team is going to continue to push forward. They're at a significant health advantage. Brutality is nearly dead. Sandbow is at half health. Narfel is almost dead as well. While Blue team is still mostly over half health. Detmold's gotten hit now, and Detmold is about to go down. But other than that, they're still in fairly good shape. So as this fight continues, the engineering turrets from Hammerhat continue to deal tremendous damage. Those turrets really add up over time. Because they don't have a lot of burst, the temptation is not to hit them, but as you fight in an area covered in engineering turrets, 3 engineering turrets almost adds up to another player in the fight. So Red team getting some revives off here. It's now 15-7. Red team actually doing fairly good work when it comes to healing and reviving, but they just aren't getting the damage off, and they just aren't winning those big fights. Tu and Crench now flanking to the right side. Looks like they're attempting to get behind the red team and get some picks off. Hammerhat, Spadow, and Detmold, on the other hand, being forced to retreat because most of their team is gone. However, those engineering turrets, once again, doing great work. Combined with the other players, Sandbrot being forced to retreat. The rest of Red team moving up in response, though. Detmold does go down, thanks to the now it's 2 Dreadnought comp of the Red team. Spadow attempting the Thunderdome fails. Narfel being forced to push back. Sandbow using his healing ball. That would have really been useful to use on Narfel. T-Woo continuing to attempt to snipe and get some picks off. Right now the fight is happening at medium to long ranges, so recons are actually really powerful in this instance. He is pushing a bit far forward though, and he might end up actually getting killed for that, but he does seem to be making it out alive at extremely low health. He's going to have to let his health regenerate to hopefully be able to go in like that again. But he does have a great angle on here, and that's the thing about fighting a river like that. When you don't have a recon, the other team is the only one who has a recon. Their recon is free to just continually take pot shots at you. If you bounce around, you can usually prevent a headshot, but that doesn't mean they can't hit you. While headshots are difficult at this range, if you're juking around, a few body shots is enough to turn the tide of a battle. So Detmold looks like he is sort of caught out here. He does go down. Spadow attempting to come into the assist gets Thunderdomed and looks like he's getting caught out. But he's using his own Thunderdome now, while the rest of his team catches up. So we're here in a close range fight in the middle of the map. Red team, however, has their entire team here and has their entire team dealing DPS. So Spadow goes down as well. Crench getting extremely low, getting chased down by Narfel, does go down. Hammerhat reviving Spadow with a brilliantly placed engineer shield, but Spadow goes right back in and he's going to go down right away. I don't know what he was thinking there. Hammerhat attempting to place more of those engineering turrets. And as you can see, those turrets are actually in pretty nasty position. Now, our team this time is making a bit more of an effort to remove them, but look, they've already made a significant contribution towards killing Narfle. Now, of course, blue team in general contributed to that, but like I said, those engineering turrets really add up. Tiwu once again having that brilliant sniping angle. Looks like he might have hit Sibokram, but he does get away, getting the health pack and the health ball, going back to full health. Red team here just content to form up. Blue team following them up a little bit. Blue team is at slightly lower health, but Sibokram seems to have gotten hit by Tiwu, and Tiwu is going in after him. Tiwu going down, but Sibokram going down as well in a position that's extremely difficult to revive at. So, while normally pushing in like that is a terrible idea, Brutality has to go really far out there. And if it hadn't been the recon that had gone down in that fight, Brutality would have been unable to make that revive. So actually a pretty nice kill by Tiwu. Red team, however, pushing out forward now. Spado going down, being slightly overly aggressive again. Tiwu attempting to take long distance, but getting chased down by Narfle. See that fight play out. Narfle having fallen into the ship. It looks like he might be able to get... Tiwu might have lost aggro there. But the entire red team is now moving towards this flank, and Spado and Tiwu are still fairly alone here. The rest of blue team is fairly slow to catch up. Spado being pushed fairly far out again, going full-on aggressive on Narfle, but it looks like he's probably going to be taken out before he manages to get a kill here. And he does get taken out. Going back to Detmold to get a better picture on this fight. Now, blue team is stuck at the edges of this fight. Both teams have 2 biotechs, so blue team no longer has a healing advantage. But they are being pushed around a lot more, and they aren't as cohesive as red team is. As you can see from that fight, look, the entirety of red team is here together, whereas blue team is stuck, or was stuck largely at the flanks. They've gone in now, but at this point it's too late because they've lost a player. So now they are here in a fight, and they're forced to retreat once again because they're a man down, and you just can't have these close-range fights a man down, especially when your opponent has 2 dreadnoughts and you don't. So blue team really has to take more advantage of their long-range sniping power and attempt less of getting that close-range ability. However, the good news for them is that in the course of these fights, through picks and through small victories, red team has managed to catch up significantly. So blue team now losing their early lead. Sorry, that wasn't good news for blue team. That was terrible news for blue team. Blue team losing their early lead to the cohesiveness of red team. Once again, blue team is way extended along the entire line of their side. The only one who should be back there is Tiwu, and it's Detmold who's furthest behind. Red team continues to be cohesive, but blue team already losing a player. Red team, though, looking like they might be getting wiped here. So, despite the problems involved in blue team's strategy, in blue team's positioning, they seem to have gotten some good picks off, and are now pushing forward. And that's the thing with having a recon instead of a dreadnought. During close range 1v1 fights, you're at a disadvantage, but if your recon does pull through and gets 1 or 2 headshots off, that's enough to take a player entirely out of the fight, if not kill them, and that can very easily win fights for you. Sandbrob seems to have gotten caught out here now. This game is extremely close. It's 19-19 now. Narfle going full aggressive on Crench. Narfle looks like he's going to be going down here without dealing too much damage. Detmold is fairly low though, and he's going straight into enemy territory. He gets spotted by Sanbo and Kibokram. He does get out though. Blue team here pushing forward as a unit. Hammerhat has the double damage. He's able to deal insane amounts of damage with that Tesla beam. Gets Sanbo and Sandbrob. Brutality, however, getting the quick revive off. They're in an extremely dangerous situation now. This is a fairly chaotic fight with everybody on both sides. It's hard to really say any strategy about this. Brutality is chasing down Crench. Hammerhead and Tiwu are going against Chibokram. Detmold is attacking Narfle. Does get Narfle. But then Brutality and Sandbrob have gotten Crench. So the fight is still 21-21. Tiwu getting forced back deep into enemy territory. Let's see if he can get out of there. He does get some picks off on attempted revives. Gets some really nice recon shots on people who are standing still, but he is going to go down for that. So that's 1 more kill for red team. That really didn't have to happen. Now, like I said, he did get some kills himself. He got Brutality, which is important because Brutality was reviving everybody. So that's still a fairly even exchange. The blue team now, however, is at 24 kills, is 1 kill away from winning. Narfle is down. That point is already accounted for. So next kill is a victory for blue team. However, red team, once again acting as a unit, getting Spat Out down. It's now 24-23. T.U is going in full aggressive. This is a dangerous move, and T.U does go down for it, which I think in this case brings the score to 24-24. Detmold goes down, Narfel going for the execute, and victory for red team. So red team pulling off a brilliant comeback in this game from an early deficit of I think at least 7 points. Using a whole lot of cohesiveness and a whole lot of group play. Blue team got a little bit too spread out there. They did have the recon, which means T.U did have to hang it back a bit more. And they were naturally more spread out because of that. But since they didn't have that second Dreadnought, they really needed to avoid direct fights a little bit more. And that cohesive unit direct fighting is really what let red team pull out a victory here.